Hello dear students, how are you? I hope you are all doing well. Today we are gonna make a quick revision on lesson 1 for unit 10. What is electricity? So lesson 1 is finished now and we are going to answer some questions together. The first question is, choose the correct answer. Number 1. A proton has a positive charge. So what is the charge of a particle that is attracted to a proton? Attracted to a proton. So we have to get the opposite charge of positive, which is, what is the opposite of positive? Yes, negative. So negative, positive, again, of course not. Neutral or repulsive, of course negative, because positive and negative, as we have said before, attracted together. Number 2. A boy walks across a carpet on a cold day. Then he starts to touch a doorknob. Do you know the doorknob, which is used for opening and closing the door? After touching the doorknob, a spark jumps from his finger to the doorknob. Like, as we have said before, an electrostatic discharge. Do you remember? An electrostatic discharge. So if the boy's hand has a negative charge, what is the charge on an area of the doorknob close to the boy's hand? If his hand carries a negative charge, so the doorknob will be the opposite again. So the opposite if negative is, yes, positive. Number 3. Suppose you rub a plastic object on a piece of fur, causing static electricity to form on both objects. Okay, so by rubbing a plastic object to a piece of fur, causing static electricity to form on both objects. So the fur now has a positive charge. What happened to the plastic one? The fur has a positive charge. What about the plastic object? It lost protons or it lost electrons? Well, it gains electrons or it gained protons or electrons. So back again. If the object has positive charge means it loses electron. It loses electron, as we have said before. That's why it have extra positive charge. So what about the other one? The other one will be negative. So negative charge means it gained electrons or lose electron. Have extra one or negative one or minus charge. Extra one. So it gained electrons. It gained electrons to be negative. Since this one is positive, so the other one to be negative, it have to gain electron, to have an extra electron to be negatively charged. Another question, number 4. During a storm, Leah saw a flash of lightning hit a tree. Do you remember the lightning? Later, she observed that the lightning left a burn mark on the tree. A burn mark, as if it got fired. Which of the following best describe what Leah can infer from what she saw? What did she understand from what happened? From what she saw. Number 1. Static electricity can build up when water droplets rub against each other. Or electrical energy can be transformed or changed into light and produce heat. Or atoms usually have a neutral charge but can build up a positive or negative charge. Or electric current flows steadily along a path. So from what she saw, Leah, what can she explain? Which sentence is the best describe what Leah saw? Static electricity can build up. No, because static electricity, okay, but it's not the point to understood from this situation. But the electrical energy can transform it into light and produce heat. That's why the tree got fired or burnt. Why? Because the electrical energy produced from the lightning not only produces light but also produces heat. That's why the tree got this burn mark. So it will be B, the second one. Number 5, you rub a balloon on your hair. Okay, on a dry day, you can use, by the way, you can dry it at home. Try to rub a balloon on your hair and your hair is attracted to the balloon. Yes, then you bring the balloon near another balloon that are not been rubbed. Another balloon. After rubbing your hair with the balloon, you can approach or you can get this balloon to another balloon which is not rubbed or hasn't been rubbed. So what happens to the two balloons? What you can describe what happens to the two balloons. Let's see. They repel one another. They attract one another. They neither attract nor repel one another. Or opposite charges make one balloon become larger and one becomes smaller. Of course not. Of course not. There is no relation to becomes larger or smaller, no relation to the size. So now what happens to the two balloons? Of course they attract each other or they attract one another. Of course, because one of them is charged and the other one is not charged, so it will be B. They attract one another. The next question. The pictures below show objects that are charged and objects that are not charged. Which shows two objects with the same charge? Let's see. Which one shows the object with the same charge? We have said before that the same charged objects repel each other. Yes, repel each other. So which one? These ones are attracted together. This one, yes. This one repel each other. Repel means push away or move away from each other. This one normal, uncharged. It seems that they are not charged. And this one attract each other. So it will not be this one. So the same charge, like positive with positive or negative with negative, they repel each other. So it will be the second one. Number 7. Carlos wanted to know how positive and negative charges affect balloons. So how could Carlos cause the balloons to attract one another and stick together? So Carlos wants to make these two balloons attract together or stick together, attract one another and stick together. So what should he do? Give them both a negative charge, so it will be negative negative? Of course not. They cannot attract because they will be the same charge and same charge not attract, repel each other. So give them both a positive charge? Again, of course not, because positive and positive again repel each other, not attract. So give only one of them positive or negative charge? Yes. Yes, because if this one is positive and the other one is negative, they will attract. It's just one of them positive or negative and the other with opposite charge. Remove any positive or negative charge from both balloons? Of course not. So it will be the third one. The third one. Give only one of them a positive or negative charge. So now here is an exercise in your book, page 494. You can solve it at home. You can check it with if you do your book. If you have your book now, you can open it, and we are gonna answer some questions. For example, the first one says, list the 3 particles that make up an atom and describe the charge of each particle. Do you remember the particles forming the atom? The 3 particles forming the atom and their charge. So let's remember together, what are the particles forming an atom? Yes, protons, electrons and neutrons. Very good. So what about the charge of each one? Again, let's remember together. Protons were positive, yes. Electrons, negative, and neutral have no charge or neutral. Neutrons are neutral. So protons, the first one for the first one. Protons, positive. Electrons, negative. While neutrons, neutral. Okay? So here are the particles of the atom and here are the charges of each one. So the second question is, where are these particles found in an atom? Where? Do you remember we said before that protons and neutrons are found in the center of the atom, in the nucleus of the atom, while the electrons are revolving in a cloud surrounding the nucleus. Do you remember the shape of the atom, the figure of the atom we have studied before? So we have said that the protons and the neutrons are in the center of the atom in a place called, or in a region called the nucleus, while the electrons are revolving around in a cloud around the nucleus. So protons and the neutrons are in the nucleus, inside or in the center of the atom, while electrons are in a cloud around the nucleus. So the second question, explain why the balloons are sticking to this cat. And you see this poor cat, why those balloons are attracted to this cat? Let's think together. Why? Since they are attracted to the cat or sticking to the cat, it means that they have different or opposite charges. It means that the balloons have the opposite charge than that of the fur of the cat. That's why they are attracted together, or they are sticking to this cat. So the balloons stick to the cat. Why? Because the cat's fur has the opposite charge from that of the balloon. So it means that the cat fur and these balloons have opposite charges to each other. That's why they attract each other, or that's why these balloons are sticking to this cat. The third question, list 3 ways you can use as an electric current 3 electric devices from your home, from your house, and describe the energy change that take place. List 3 electric devices from your house, like washing machine, like television, like radio, like electric heater. List 3 ones and mention the change of energy takes place in each one. Okay, so you are gonna make this exercise or this question as a homework for you. Okay, the third one, the number 4, okay, on page 494. You will make it as a homework, and we are gonna check it together in our next meeting. So see you and bye bye.